two.
All
And
right.
we're on.
Sweet. Hello, and welcome to another evening of Dungeons and Dad Jokes. Um, you should, you should, yeah, stumbling over my words already. It's going to be a long night. Um, so you should check out our website, dndeadjokes.com. You will find our other social media links there, as well as at the bottom of this video. But you should check it out so you know where we're coming up next. There's a couple things coming up. Um, Rhonda is going to be involved in some things, and on the 26th is Out West Comic Fest. I think the first one that is happening this year, isn't it? It's free, so check it out. Um, what's
And
what?
keep an eye on our media, all of our social media and our website updates and stuff. I am planning my first pop up.
Rhonda is going to randomly just appear someplace and run a game, apparently. So check it out.
In
We'll give
Australia?
a little. Wouldn't that
You
be
never
nice?
know.
Yes, I do.
If I get
Yes,
half
you
a
would know.
chance, yes.
If you win the lottery, right?
No doubt. Oh my goodness. All right. So be sure to check that stuff out. For tonight, join us by subscribing, and you can join in the live chat. Several of us watch and try to catch those. We're not always 100% accurate with that. Sometimes we catch it like half an hour later, and go, "Oh look,
It's not like we
somebody
don't
said
get
something,"
involved in our game.
and then we have to rack our brains about what they said it about. So, but anyway, join us. You can chat in there. When we catch it, we'll chat with you. Uh, Anything else I need to know? Or anything else they need to know? I mean,
Linear algebra.
linear algebra. I don't think I need to know linear algebra.
Your
Basic math
husband
is what
does.
I do. All
You
right.
need to know how to cut that piece of red plastic into a giant soup.
Ain't that the truth? I got the legs. And I finally got some clips to hold them together so I can sew them. Totally off topic. Let's work another hobby of mine, sewing. All right. So
So
we're gonna
what?
get sew lots of things. Um,
So a needle pulling thread.
Needle pulling thread.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into tonight's episode, which is episode number 82, that is entitled A Swelling Tide. So, what happened last week? The fight quickly turned in the group's favor as Devakri flees, leaving behind another Caesarian ranger in his place, which Cadet entraps mentally. Gera is finally killed and Ashuto surrenders. As the final blows were being dealt, Kosha arrived to let the group know that there was a shadow headed to the Trinson estate. Kosha was left to guard Ashuto, while everybody headed back to the estate. Fix and Cadet headed directly to the dungeon to find Fune weakened. She confirmed that the manacles have cut her connection to her energy, the shadow dragon, now above the home. Fix removes the manacles, but secures a daylight spell before leaving to prevent her from shifting into the shadows. He then charges one of the servants to guard her while they join the fighting. Forsyth, however, went straight to the shadow and realized there was another creature in it. After a few hits, the rider dropped down onto the ward where he took a few good hits to break it. The creature caused Forsyth to fall asleep, but Fix gets in the way of any blows that he could deal to it, protecting Forsyth from any death blowing strikes. Forsyth and Ordeith. Once the creature is dispatched, Forsyth wakes up. Ordeith dealt the final blow to the creature and to Forsyth to make him wake up. Uh, Forsyth and Ordeith decided to have a shooting game off of the roof to see how many other ethereal beings they could hit. Forsyth very quickly won that one. And then Fix and Kadeth returned back to the dungeon to speak further with Fune. She agrees to send off the dragon and is willing to try to break her connection with Belsharoon. Forsyth is called down for healing in case it goes poorly. Seeing that the majority of the threat has been taken care of, Evangeline announces she's going to the Dirk Hall to check on the Amber Pope. Gavian refused to let her go alone and follows her out of the estate. On the way there, receiving some information about Fune's connection uh, to the Shadowfell and the Shadow Dragon, pauses to look at her crystal ball. And this is where we are going to pick up. Gavian is looking at you going, now? Really? You're in the middle of the street.
Necessity. It's not only the mother of invention, it's the setter of timetables.
All right. He pulls out a knife, a dagger. Not to, not to kill you. You sit down and start focusing on the crystal ball, and well, if a ghostly creature decides to come by, I suppose he will prevent it from possessing you. And this is why we don't go alone. So you sit down to the crystal ball and you begin to look into the crystal ball. You find a very faint pulse, and it's fairly irregular, to be fair. Uh, but you sense that this is indeed Fune. It is not a regular heartbeat, it is irregular. And you begin to follow it. Very quickly, you are drawn into an image. It's very dull. There's no color in it at all, really. It's all, blacks, whites, grays. It's on a black and white scale nearly. And
It's
what little,
grayscale.
it is a grayscale. Um, what little color there is, I mean, you really have to look at it to pull a color from it. It's very faint, very washed out, very dull. You will notice a figure carrying an infant, whom you believe is indeed Gara, walking through a field that looks barren. You can see some movements,
Like it
just
can't have kids. Oh, not that
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
barren.
not that kind of barren. Um, you can see some movements out the corner of your eyes, and when you kind of try to focus on it, it disappears. You can't really see it anytime you try to focus on it. So you just kind of follow Gara through this barren wasteland almost until you come upon what at first you thought was maybe a tree. But as you get closer, you realize it is just a very large, shadowy figure with shadowy uh, tendrils that kind of look like branches. Um, you see Gara hold out the infant, and Gara's not very old. As you kind of notice Gara, she's probably about 14, maybe. She holds out the infant, and she doesn't say anything, or at least you don't hear anything. And you see a shadowy tendril kind of come in and hit the child and kind of just enter into the child. You see her veins almost. It's like her skin becomes transparent and you see her veins just suddenly be black, um, almost as if the shadow has almost replaced her blood in essence. And it's just black veins everywhere. And eventually it kind of clears up, but you notice as the tendril pulls back, it leaves a mark on her skin. It's just it's really, it almost looks like veins on her cheek that are just black. And it just left that mark on her skin. And Gara wraps the child completely, bundles her up, and begins to leave. As you watch Gara, you realize after just a couple of moments that you're no longer following Gara. And you just kind of you sit there and you kind of watch her disappear. And for a moment nothing happens. It gives you pause a little bit. This has never happened while you were looking at these balls before. Um, any of them that you've looked into. It's weird to just kind of be, it's almost like you get stuck in limbo for a moment. And um and as you're starting to wonder a little bit, you see something come up out of the ground. It's a shadowy figure, small, maybe yay big, come up out of the ground, and start to form a little bit into what looks like a lizard almost.
Okay.
Um, and you see kind of this lizardy shadow form a bit. And after it forms, you see a tendril kind of come over your shoulder and wrap around it and pull it. And when it pulls through you. Roll me a wisdom saving throw. Sorry. You think I'd give you a good stat? Oh,
Of course not. Oh, wait a minute. I can't
And
see.
Fix
Let me
isn't
change
there
my
to pull you
glasses.
back.
nope.
19.
19. All right. As that pulls through you, you feel it enter in, and for a moment, for a brief moment, you almost feel like it's pulling you too. However, eventually you feel it leave your backside, and you are going to take 4 points of psychic damage because I can't roll crap. 4 points of psychic damage as you get pushed forward, and suddenly you're in the street, and you see Gavian like stabbing the like one stab. You see him take out a ghost as you get pushed forward, and you have your ball in your hand, so you kind of fall forward on your. Oops, I'm shaking my desk like Madhouse. You fall forward like on your elbows with the ball in your hand, and it felt like when you're mentally touched the orb, trying to identify it.
I'm gonna stick that orb, my crystal, back in my bag. I'm gonna look at Gavian and I'm gonna say, "That's never happened before."
So who do you talk about? I don't know what to do about it.
And I'm gonna tell him, "I felt this once before, a while back ago," and I'm gonna start heading to the door call, and I'm gonna contact Fix. I'm gonna contact Fix. Everybody else can hear, but I'm talking to Fix. Well, look at him, but he's not there.
She sends an image of herself looking directly at me.
That's right. I'm giving you the stink eye. I'm going to tell him.
I love you. Go lay down.
Well, I'd like you too, Evangeline, but
Trying to get my dog to stop whining at me.
um, at looking through the orb at Fune. Uh, yeah, we should have killed her when we had the chance. She would have probably been better off. Uh,
why? We still have the chance.
I hope.
What's
She has been. I don't know. I know that feeling was Val Sharoon. And while I was looking in the crystal orb, I felt that same feeling from the orb that you're carrying hit me again. I watched this shadowy figure enter into the baby. And I don't know. I think he consumed her.
did he
Her veins turned all black.
I don't know how to ask this without using a real life example, so I'm just gonna use it. If if Velsharoon, part of his soul is in this orb, or part of his essence is in this orb, and you say you felt that from Fune, are you trying to say that Fune is a Velsharoon Horcrux?
I don't know, but the vision I saw was the past,
So
and
he's
he I do his everything that I felt and saw. It seems to me that he entered into the baby
mhm.
Fune. Her veins turned black.
So she's
You could
been infected,
see,
for lack of a better word.
for lack of a better word. Yes,
Do you think she'll be able to break this connection?
I don't know, but from everything we've heard about the Raven Queen, she defeated Valsharoon.
Yes, but
So,
defeated doesn't mean
I,
destroyed.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know if she can be or not. But I must go check on the Ember Pope. Be very cautious.
I
She's a
don't.
little bit crazy, but remember Tatra's words.
Yes. Can you wait, depending on where we are in the timeline of this? Can you wait until we finish here? I don't exactly like the idea of you going off alone when Devakri is somewhere.
Um, I really need to check on the Ember Pope. I will be at the Dirk Hall. I will be
You will be wherever you're going, and it's far enough away that it breaks the connection.
true. It's in the city of Bridges. However, there's quick access to Rockdiff, who is still here. I don't know if I don't know if I want to wait to check on the Ember Pope until we find the Valkyrie. He
I just
could
don't want
be
him to
with
follow
the
you.
Ember Pope.
Yes.
I'll
Send me
take
a.
precautions.
Are there precautions of where he is?
I am very sure that he is he has got allies on his side in the city of Bridges. He is well respected in the city of Bridges, but I have made him a promise.
Does Rocktiff know how to get to you?
Yes, he does.
Let him know that I will be following shortly.
I will let him know that you will be at the Durkal as quickly as you can.
Okay, be safe.
You too. You have Val Sharoon.
Well, it seems like I've got two of them.
Perhaps.
Okay. At the moment, I'm also going to send a message or a communication, however it works, to my mother, telling her to have the her Drake ready. I don't remember its name. I know you gave it to me last time, but
Yeah, it's an acronym for something else that I had no idea.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah.
SETI.
Oh,
SETI.
SETI. Yes, have SETI ready. I will need a ride.
Also an ancient Egyptian god, by the way. Or pharaoh. I'm sorry. Seti, pharaoh. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Um, you will get a sense that she received that message. Um, all right. You head on to the Dirk Hall. Um, Rockdiff sees you and a little concern crosses his face. You come in with Gavian. You've not usually come in with somebody else. Gavian's hot on your heels. Um,
Oh no.
The guard dogs go off on Gabion
the,
because they've
Yeah.
never met him.
Daddy's home. Daddy's home.
the dogs in the Dirk Hall are Gavian's looking at him and going, huh, I'm usually good with dogs. I don't know what's going on. um, so Rockdiff sees you and approaches and says, "What can I do for you? I'm sure it's of utmost importance." Gosh, oh my gosh, my words.
It is of the utmost importance. I need. We need to check on the Pope, the Ember Pope. I need to do that. You need to stay here. You need to prepare for what's happening in the city. You need to protect the portal.
On it. I'm aware of what's happening in the city, and that's why I haven't left.
I am going to go.
Very well.
You can expect Lord Trinston to be here shortly.
Very
He
well.
is not keen on the idea of me going out of out of the city without him.
I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures, I suppose.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say I'm supposing you know his brother Gavian.
Uh, I do. Don't don't say you've ever graced the Dirk Hall before, or at least not that I'm aware of. Gavian says, "No, this is my first time in here."
He perhaps can help you with Lord Trinston.
Very well.
Uh,
He will lead you back in that direction. He will lead first to like a room that's next to the room with the portal, and he will say, "If you would mind, uh, Gavian, to stay here, I will be back post haste." Gavian will look to you first.
I will smile at him and nod. I need to do this.
All right. Gavian says, "You have my stone, right?"
I do.
Okay. All right. Call. Nothing will stop.
I will call
Very
if
well.
I need.
Rockdiff will lead you to the portal, and you will step through the portal. While this is happening, the rest of you, Ordi, you're still taking out ghosts, I guess, unless you decide to do something else.
Actually, yeah. Oh, can you hear me first off?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, gonna get bored with the ghost. Actually, is there like a grove of trees or anything like in the vicinity?
Oh yeah, there's clumps of trees all around. You're in the upper part of the city. You're in definitely what appears to be like the nice part of the city. So yes, there are clumps of trees everywhere because, it's
Okay.
got to look
So,
pretty.
I've actually wandered around through here. I'm looking to see if I can find, in particular, like the body of a deceased raven.
A body of a deceased
Yeah, a dead
raven?
raven in
A
particular.
dead raven.
Yeah,
Let me see if there is a body of a dead raven.
I has plans.
I'm going to say, uh-oh, we lost
Lost
Chuck.
Chuck.
I'm going to say yes, you find the body of a deceased raven. I rolled a good percentile on that.
Okay. Second, question. What time of day is it right now?
It is probably going on about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay, so I'm gonna take the dead raven. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna carefully put it into a pouch for now.
Okay. You take the raven and you gently smooth down the feathers and slide it into a pouch.
Okay,
All right.
that's all. Then
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to killing ghosts because now I know I do something else.
All right.
I found what I wanted.
Yeah. All right.
Low intelligence, easily entertained,
Easily entertained by dead birds. All right.
and killing ghosts.
And killing ghosts. I mean, at least they're moving targets. All right. To the basement where Forsyth, Fix, and Kadeth are. Fune is standing in the cell, and she's kind of just standing there like, I don't know what to do to like break this bond except to try to expel shadow. I can't do that right now.
Why?
It's not been an hour. She'll point at the daylight.
Mm. Over the link to Kadath. You ready to stab her in the face?
Always.
And I will. I got to check my spell slots because I used a bunch, or at least a few.
I mean, we're pushing the, like half hour mark maybe. Hmm. Yeah, you're all watery. Go lay down. You're a good girl. Go lay down.
All right, I will cast Dispel Magic on it.
All right. You cast the spell magic, and she just kind of stands there for a minute, and then she closes her eyes, and you start to see shadow almost envelop her, and then you will see it almost melt. It almost looks like it's melting, almost like you would see, dry ice spilling over its container. It kind of looks like that, melting off of her and spreading across the ground almost in a cloud. And you see it spread, and it just keeps coming and coming and coming. Like it's starting to be a dark cloud on the floor of this dungeon, and it just rises about a foot before it stops pouring out of her. And roll me. What is your passive perception? You might actually have this with your passive perception.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Forsyth would have
Yeah,
it,
I
but
haven't wrote it down yet.
my passive
Oh
is
yeah.
17.
Okay. Yeah, I can't hear you, Forsyth, but yours is a 20 something, isn't it?
19.
Oh, 19. Okay. I was thinking
Yeah, for
21 for
passive.
some reason. Okay.
No.
Kadeth, what is yours?
My
Yours is lower than
passive
both of those, isn't it?
passive perception is 11.
Yeah. Okay.
He doesn't see anything.
He doesn't. He he was told to pay attention to Fune,
Oh,
and he's paying attention to Fune.
I also have true seeing going right now.
Okay,
I always have that going.
That's okay. I had more in the
bummer.
refrigerator, but that's fine.
Okay. Um. All right. So as this is all pouring out, you're true seeing. You're seeing Fune. Forsyth, you see this too. You see Fune, and you see that weird wave of. It almost looks like you're looking at her through a heat, weird wave of energy. And as the shadow kind of comes over her, you start to see two different forms. They both look about the shape of Fune, um, but the shadow that's kind of melting down kind of changes its shape. It doesn't quite look like Fune anymore, but you see Fune still standing there. Um, and you see the shadow as it is. It is a shadow. Um, Kadeth, you're paying attention to Fune. She's not moving anywhere. She's just standing there. Although she does look oddly very stiff. Like she's not really even breathing. She's very stiff.
Okay.
And but Forsyth and Fix, you see the shadows as they're moving about, especially with your true seeing. You're gonna see them move about, and you start to see a collection of them over toward the other cell.
Above it, I cast daylight.
And as you cast daylight, how many spell slots do you still got? All right.
I got a lot because I slept, but
You sleeping during a battle does not count as a short rest.
no, but it means I didn't use them all.
That's true. Um, so uh, you cast daylight just as you hear a guttural, like gurgling, um, kind of sound, and it's gurgling. And as you cast daylight, you kind of peek around and you cast daylight in the cell, and you see a shadowy, like sword almost going through Reneo's throat. And as that daylight hits, it all dissipates, and Reneo collapses on the ground, choking, of course, because he's gonna bleed out. He's gonna die.
Forsyth, can you save him?
I can try.
Sounds like to me the GM is emptying your cell.
Uh, yeah, it wouldn't be the first time. Let's see what I have. I'm gonna cast a fourth level cure wounds on him. I'm gonna reach out and touch him.
You're gonna reach out and touch someone.
Yeah.
Whack. Healed. Whack.
Wow. 3 1s on 5 dice.
You just have to keep him alive. Any magical healing will stop bleeding.
10 points of healing.
All right.
Three
Uh,
ones.
Yep.
Wow.
You reach out and you grab a hold. I don't know, a hand, a foot that's closest to the cell wall. And you cast the cure wounds, and you do see the wounds uh, close up a little bit. There's like instant scabs forming and whatnot. And he takes a deep breath, and he just kind of lays there on the floor, eyes wide, like what just happened. Because he totally was not expecting that either. Um, as you turn your attention back to Fune, you see the cloud. When you cast that daylight, it pulled back like almost immediately, and you see the shadow kind of culminating underneath, culminating underneath,
Coalescing.
coalescing. There it is.
Coalescing.
I was
Yep.
like, it's like I know the words in there somewhere.
Between
You
all
see
those
it.
pieces.
Put them, just kind of cut them up and reshuffle them, and they're in there. You see it forming underneath Fune, and after a moment, I mean, it's like hanging out there. she suddenly lets out a blood-curdling scream. And I need Forsyth and Fix and Kadeth, and I'll roll Reneo. Wisdom saving throws.
Is it poison? Oh.
It is no. It's a scream. That's
Well, I made
you
up
get
for all those.
poisoned by my voice.
I made up for all those ones.
Hey, hey, there you go.
Wisdom saving throw. What is that?
29.
Wow. Yeah, you did.
Very nice. Um, 23.
Nice.
27.
All right, you all succeed. You hear in that blood
Nice
curdling.
fail. I mean, try.
We lost James.
Yeah, we did. Um, with that blood curdling scream, you feel it almost piercing your head. It was psychic that was coming at you. Um, but you managed to kind of shrug it off, and you see a huge like burn mark across her cheek and down the side of her neck, and it disappears underneath her like tunic that she's wearing. And it looks veiny, almost like a lightning strike, kind of, and it's bright red. Well, hopefully we'll get James back soon.
In the meantime,
In the meantime,
he took off.
Fune,
He took off to the Shadowfell.
he did, the shadows disappeared. What happened to the shadows? Um,
The
no,
shadow knows.
the shadow knows. You see those shadows after her blood curdling scream. You see her collapse down into the shadows, and then you see the shadows just kind of fan out, almost like she hit a cloud of like fog, and it billows out and dissipates. And she's lying on the ground. Seems to be breathing.
Forsyth, can you check on her? Make sure that she is still alive, please.
I will do a med check on her,
All right, do a medicine check.
but I'm not able to tell
That's
anything.
not
I got a 6.
okay. She does appear to be breathing. A 6 will at least tell you that.
That's important.
She does not have any obvious bleeding wounds, and she is bleeding,
Right.
or she is breathing.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. I'm actually going to attempt to use detect thoughts on her to see if she's actually conscious.
Oh, I think we got him back before I even had a chance to text. Oh, he's working on coming back. Okay. You're gonna check what? Sorry.
I'm going to use detect thoughts.
Okay. When you're using your detect thoughts, you hear you don't really hear anything, but you can sense her reaching out mentally as if she's trying to connect with something.
I'm going to dig deeper into the thoughts if I can.
Okay. Um, she is in not much of a position to resist. All right. She she is not resisting because she's half unconscious.
Right.
She's almost unconscious. Um, as you kind of dig in a little bit deeper, you hear the name Nightshade,
Okay.
and she seems to be reaching out for Nightshade. That's the only thing that's the prominent thought that's flooding everything right now is Nightshade.
Okay. Interesting. Boy, what I don't have is what I wish I had. There's not much I can do other than that right now at this juncture, because I can't block her mind off. I don't
Just
think.
Do you let anybody else know what she's thinking?
Yeah, I will pass that along to
Okay.
everybody else. She's looking for something called nightshade.
I'd bet that's the
Is
shadow
that-
dragon that we saw.
Yeah.
I wonder, oh, if she's lost connection to it, it's lost connection to her.
That could mean it would not be coming back anytime soon. Could
Or it
be.
may be coming back even sooner.
There is that if it's searching for its master or mistress in this case.
Well, all we can do now is make sure that she stays, well, to keep her alive until we can ask more questions.
Ask me no questions. I will tell you no lies.
Yeah. That's what she said. Okay, well, let's go with that as a thought for now, and we will uh, uh, it's not going to be able to get in here very easily, so
Our defenses are down.
It's shadow. Shadow can fit anywhere.
yeah, true.
We'll need to keep a guard on her. But for now, I don't think she can answer any more questions.
No, I think
ready?
Are the what?
The Jennifer's ready?
Are the Jennifers ready?
The fighting Jennifers.
Some of them. Some of them have been training their whole lives.
With that, I would ask one of the Jennifers to guard and say, I've got to go take care of something. And I'd go find my mother to fly me to the dirt hall.
All
I'm
right.
going to go.
Durkall's not that far away.
Okay, I'm going to
The
go back
flying's
up to
faster
the
either.
roof.
Okay. You go to the roof. You see
I'm
a
going to go
reef.
to the roof, and I'm going to rest. If I can, I'm going to sleep, but for now, I'm going to rest.
You might not have time. You're gonna start to try to rest.
It's a chance I have to take. I I don't
Yep.
have much choice.
All right. You see, as you come up to the roof and fix, as you get closer, do you go to the roof or do you go to the yard?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Wherever my mother would have been.
Well, she could land anywhere, pretty much.
And probably the yard.
Okay.
No, actually,
Yeah,
the roof.
anywhere a broom,
You go to
anywhere
the
a
roof.
broom fits.
All right. Kadath.
Someone caught that.
I caught it. I just chose to ignore it.
And on our household, we thought the only person that drove a broom was Cindy.
She rides a broom.
She rides a broom.
Now Butch bought her a newer model. She has a vacuum cleaner.
she rides a Dyson now.
She rides a Dyson.
Yeah, Dyson.
She travels in style.
I have a Dyson ball.
That's a good thing she doesn't watch us.
Katath, what are you doing?
Um, I don't know. At the moment, I don't really have much to do. Um, I mean, I
Um,
guess I'll just go basically take a short rest. I'll sit wherever. I'll sit and keep an eye on Fune and
all
just
right.
take a short rest, essentially.
All right. You feel pretty confident that you could probably take well, if you don't get interrupted, a short rest there. The one of the Jennifers is down there to guard as well, so it's not she won't be resting. All right. Uh Ordith, you will see Forsyth make it back up to the roof, and he just kind of sits down somewhere at the edge of the roof and against the parapet, and kind of just relaxes while while he's watching you attempt to catch up to his number. And Fix, you get out into the courtyard, and you see this massive black drake fly down. Does not actually touch down, sees that you are there, and you see two massive claws kind of reaching out toward you. Do you let him pick you
Reach
up?
out and touch someone.
I look at it.
You see your mom sitting on it.
Oh, I thought it was a shadow drake. Gotcha.
No.
Okay, black drake. Sorry.
You see it's an actual drake
Gotcha. Okay.
coming
Sure.
and
I'll
reaching
let
out.
it. I'll let it pick me up. I'll
All
hop
right.
on the claws.
All right. It grabs a hold of you and just like fly by and just rips you right away from the ground. You've not actually flown with a drake before, and it's a little harsh on the face at first because of the wind and everything as you kind of get used to it, and you're kind of just dangling. Hope you're not afraid of heights. Just kind of dangling, and you fly over. Very quick flight from the Trenson state to the Dirk Hall. Flies over top of the Dirk Hall and gets you right up to the front door, drops you, and flies off.
I do my best to make the drop stylish and just kind of land and keep walking.
All right. Give me a. I'll let you choose acrobatics or performance.
I'll go with performance. I'm not trained in it, but I have a better plus to it
Okay. Well,
if I
anybody
can
can put
keep.
on a good show if given the right
Eh,
motivation.
that's a dirty 20.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you make it look like you've done this 1,000 times. You startle a couple of people by the Dirk Hall. Uh, Not only is there a drake there, which you get the sense that your mother does not fly her drake around Key. Um, and so they get concerned about the drake, and then they see you fall down and you just keep walking as if you've done this 1,000 times. So they're a little less concerned about the drake, but you kind of see them looking at you like, man, that's a little badass there. Wish I could do that. You walk into the Dirk Hall,
I do.
uh, and some pages meet you um, and ask what they can do for you. They recognize you as a Trinston, if not
Uh,
Kofic Trinston.
he will smile as much as he can, but anyone that pays attention could tell that he's pretty exhausted at this point. He's used up a lot of his resources, but he just smiles and he says, "Where's Rocktiff?"
Oh, they say, oh, of course. High Priest Rocktiff is this way. Come, follow. And they will lead you back toward the back of the Dirk Hall.
I'd follow.
All right. Evangeline,
Yes.
you walk through the portal as they're still actually in the dungeon with Fude. You walk through the portal, and you show up in the familiar office, empty. Um, and as you walk in, you're kind of used to it when you walk in and it's empty. Um, there's papers and stuff strewn across the desk. There's like a half-eaten muffin kind of sitting on a table. He was this. He was interrupted. Like he's not.
Well,
He's for the few times that you've visited, he's pretty neat and tidy, and keeps things organized, and definitely doesn't leave half-eaten food.
lying about
Yeah,
for no reason.
for no reason.
Um, Seeing how I do know my way out of the office, I am going to head out of the office, and when I do, I am going to have my crossbow in hand
Okay. You
as I
walk.
walk out into the city of Bridges.
All right. You walk out of the office, and before you can even leave the actual building, you already hear a lot of chaos. You open up the door, and you can see some ethereal beings kind of just flying about, but not in the waves that they were at Key. Unfortunately, what you do see are the waves. You see massive swells out in the distance. You see ships pulling away from port. Like you see, like there is complete chaos on the docks that people are just hollering and yelling instructions and directions and whatnot. It seems like they are evacuating the city. There is a majority of people that are moving along some of the bridges toward the land, because there's a couple of bridges that hit the land, but that's it. The rest of the city is out on the water. So they have people heading toward land. At the same time, you're seeing boats being pulled away from the dock. You do see one boat that is not moving, and that would be the wave crasher.
The wave crasher. Um, I will scan the area as I'm moving. I am looking for Rockdiff, or if I don't see him, I will be looking for
You mean Kilmock?
Muse. I mean Kilmock, yes, and Mia. What?
May
How
us,
do you, Mayus?
may us, may
May
us,
Mayus
may us,
Mayus.
may us.
I'm looking for Kilmock,
Okay, you you
but
do
if I
not.
see Mayus,
Gotcha.
I will speak to him.
All right, you will not see Kilmock right off right off the bat. You do see. Oh dear. Okay, we're gonna lose James for a little bit. He's gonna reboot his computer entirely. He's having all kinds of issues. He's having worse
Are you not?
issues than Chuck is today, and Chuck's having some issues too.
She was.
All right. Um. So you will not see Kilmock anywhere. Um. But you will see Mayus kind of heading down the docks. Um. You'll catch him kind of out of the corner of your eye. He's going the opposite direction of most of the people.
Okay, I'm going to head down the docks, heading towards the wave crasher, and I suppose in the same direction as Mayus. I'm going to head that way.
Okay.
And as I am passing people, I will tell them to make their way to land.
Okay. As you get down the docks a little ways, and you kind of catch up with Mayus, Mayus kind of does a double take, and he kind of looks at you. It's
Yes,
like,
I'm not in my robes. You have
you're.
them.
It's like, uh, Kilmock will not be pleased if you get caught up in this.
I will ask him what is happening.
Reports of a creature out in the seas. Um, Seems to be some kind of seaweed creature that is coming up out of the oceans, causing massive swells. We've been hit a couple of times with some swells. Thankfully, not too much damage, but enough to cause the docks to be emptied. We can't have these boats in port. Uh, the last one is the wave crasher, and yeah, I'm headed there now. There without captain right now.
Do you
Colin
have any
Browning.
idea?
Oh,
Colin Browning.
Do you
Oh
have
well.
any idea where Kilmock is? Is he down there where the ship is?
Oh, Kilmock went out on the Songbird.
Okay.
He's out there.
I'm gonna
Well,
grab my stone and I'm going to message Gavian and tell him in 25 words or less.
Mayday! Mayday!
Mayday, 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 mayday! That there is some sort of creature at the city of Bridges. I'm going to tell Rockdiff, I said he needs to gather the troops. Tell him the Amber Pope has left and taken to sea.
Very okay. I'm sure he'll know more of what you're talking about than I will, but yeah, okay. About this time, he's putting down the stone and he's standing up about the time uh you are brought in, Fix. And you see kind of Gavian, he's looking a little pale.
were you injured?
I probably, but we'll worry about that later. And he gets ready to look up and like, we need to find Rockdiff. As Rockdiff starts to walk into the door, and Rockdiff's like, "Oh, okay. She told me to expect you, Lord Trenson." And Gavian interrupts. Gavian says, "Evangeline just messaged me. She said, gather the troops. The Amber Pope has left the city of Bridges. He's on ship. He's on a ship. I'm assuming that the city of Bridges is in trouble. If I know anything about their ships, they don't leave port lightheartedly. They're either going to war or they're having some massive storms.
Hmm.
Something's happening in the city of Bridges."
At that moment, uh, Fix will send over the link. Looks like we don't get to rest now, boys. Come to the come to the Dirk Hall. Bring Ordith.
Your sister needs help.
No rest for the wicked.
Oh, we are wicked now, huh?
Some of us.
I mean, he's never said that he was nice or good.
This is true. It's
I
fair.
mean, it was
Fair.
just probably
Just
not
trustworthy.
10 not, not 10 minutes ago that he told somebody that if they betrayed him that he'd send them to be tortured.
That's true. Valid. That's valid.
I was watching last week's stream and finishing up the notes. And Alex caught you saying you're going to send them to the matron of pain.
Maiden of pain.
Maiden of pain. He's like, whoa.
All right, Cadet Forsyth. You are interrupted.
Do I get much of a rest in?
No, not really.
Okay.
About 20 minutes.
So not a full
If that.
rest.
Nope.
Okay.
You grab Ordith. Are you back with us, James?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes, I
I
can.
can.
Hey, I
Okay,
can
well
actually
then
hear
I
you
guess
this
I'm back with
time.
Woohoo!
Well, yeah, except Ordith wasn't back up on the roof. He was down below.
Oh,
I
okay.
remember
Yeah.
he'd go down to the ground level there in the woods and dead
He,
ravens and things.
he was looking for
That's
dead
right. That's
ravens.
right. You picked up a dead raven. Yeah, just follow the screams. You'll find Hordeath.
It's times like these where I wish mana potions were a thing. Uh,
Right?
can't we just
All
have a really strong cup of coffee and it's considered a long rest?
right. No.
I wish. I'd go make
Okay.
one.
No doubt. All right. You it takes a minute, but you find Ordeath. And you encourage him to come with. I'm assuming you guys are going, or are you just gonna dig in your heels and say, "No, I'm taking a short rest"?
You know, like to see that.
I've already decided that.
Forsyth's like, "I'll see you there in an hour."
That's why I went up on the roof. It's the best place for me to have it because if I am needed,
Well, you've been called before your short rest is over.
yeah, but I didn't answer.
This is true.
I'm up here. Come and talk to me.
I'm talking to you through the link.
Yeah, and I'm resting.
Evangeline needs us.
Yeah, but my ability to be of any help to her is greatly reduced if I don't get a rest in.
Some help is better than no help.
Okay,
I
just
feel your
saying.
pain. I am on fumes myself.
I think we all
I
are.
think most of us are.
My
Okay,
big
well
B friend will not be making an appearance.
I will join them, but yeah, the fact is I have no spells above the fourth level.
I have no spells.
All right.
I have plenty of spells.
Y-
It's my health that's waning.
Yeah, right. Evangeline's half dead already. All right.
If you need water walk, I have that.
Hey, yeah, you might. You're going to the city of bridges.
City of
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bridges.
All right. So you grab Ordeath and you head over to the Dirk Hall. Um, you guys make it to the Dirk Hall. You are given directions to find Rockdiff. Rockdiff leads all of you to the room. I hope you weren't talking to me. Okay.
Oh no, I
Oh,
wasn't.
okay.
I was reading a news report.
Gotcha. um, Leads all of you to the room where there's a huge tapestry that looks like there's a table. There's several chairs around the table. It looks like a meeting room. And the most outstanding thing in this meeting room is a huge tapestry along one of the walls. And he looks at all of you and before he does anything, he says, I am only allowing this because it seems to be of dire need. Do not share what you are about to experience. And he'll walk over to the tapestry and he'll pull it back. And what you guys see is a small hallway with a very shimmering looking doorway at the end of it. The hallway's only like 5 or 10 feet long. It's a very short hallway, but there's a shimmering doorway uh, at the end of it. He says that is the fastest route to the city of Bridges.
Thank you. And we've got enough of your secrets. This is not, one more is not going to tip the scales.
Well, then keep your secrets well. And you guys will go through the portal.
Uh, right before I go through the portal, I'll look to Rockcliffe, and I'm guessing Gabion is not with us.
Oh, Gavion's standing right there.
Oh, is he? Okay, then
Oh
I'll look
yeah,
to Gabion and I'll say, I think we need to sow a little uh, order rather than chaos right now. Take care of the city.
Well, then you better bring her back.
I'll do my best.
Do better.
Mm, use whatever resources you need and use them wisely. And then he'll turn and walk.
He kind of takes a little huff. And you guys kind of disappear through the portal. He'll kind of side eye Rock Diff. And he'll say, "Let me know when they return." And he'll walk off. As the last of you disappear through the portal. You go through the portal. You step out into an office, a very large office. There's a desk. There's a mass of papers on the desk. There's a small table that's like, I don't know, got about four chairs around it. There's like half-eaten food on the table. There's like a shelf with books and scrolls and maps and all kinds of stuff off to the side. Um, you walk into this office and nobody's there.
As soon as I step through, I'm connecting with Evangeline and asking her where do we need to head, and I'm grabbing that muffin that's on the desk and I'm eating it.
All
Muffin's
right.
been there for 3 days, but okay.
Nah, it doesn't
He
look like
is
it's been there for 3 days.
he is exhausted, worn out. He is just trying to get some
And he
carbs
doesn't care.
loaded.
All right.
I will give them detailed instructions on how to go to the door out to the city of Bridges.
All right. And they're
I
very
follow.
detailed. It is not a problem. You walk out into the city of Bridges and you see what at first feels like chaos, but it's actually very organized as you just kind of take a moment to take it in. They have people evacuating off to land. You see most of the ships have pulled away from the port. You see one ship at port. Um, and off to the distance by that ship, you do see Evangeline conversing with what appears to be a mage.
I'll head that way.
All right. You head that direction, and Maus kind of looks up and looks at you guys and looks at Evangeline.
I completely ignore the mage and I look to Evangeline and say, "What do you need?"
And I will tell Maus, they're with me. There's a creature of some sort out in the water, and it's creating huge swells. We need to get this ship out of port.
They are without, Maus will kind of jump in. They are without captain. I was going to fill that role for them, get them out of port, and help in any way I need to get this creature away, killed, distracted, whatever, so that it doesn't
I
tear up the
might know a
city.
captain.
You might know, Captain. I don't know. If you would join me on the ship, any fighting capabilities will free up the crew to actually sail the ship.
I will say we're going to go on board this ship. I'm going to take charge. We're going to get on board this ship. I'm going to look at Forsyth and ask
You
him,
will board my boat.
do you have the ability to change your shape still?
For an hour,
Okay.
but
If we need your ability to possibly go into the water may far outweigh the need of you on deck right now.
well, if you give me some time to rest, I can go into the water more easily.
Maya says, "Come, come, let's board the boat. I have a way to remedy that. Come, come."
Come
I
on.
follow.
I
I'll
almost want to do
follow,
an
but
inside check. I have a feeling this guy's
Evangeline
trying to
is on
get us on his
Maes's
boat by
heels.
promising whatever he has to.
All right. Go ahead and roll me an insight.
18 on insight.
All right.
Oh, nat 20 on insight.
Oh, look
Or
at
a
you.
24.
Your insight tells you that, especially with your 24, with your 18, you get the feeling that he's like, okay, we need to continue this on the ship because the ship needs to get. He's a little bit like, once we get away from the dock, we can discuss more. Like let's get away from the dock. You can tell that he's kind of insistent, like, okay, we need to get the ship out of
Yeah,
port.
that
Um,
bothers me.
I
but
know.
Ordith, you pick up that not only he's pretty insistent about getting this away from the dock. That seems to be his number one concern is getting the ship away from the dock. Um, Simply because it's best for the ship. If a ship is against the dock when the swells hit, you're going to get more damage done to the ship by the dock than the swell of the water. So,
That's swell.
Well, my insight was more on whether his claim that he'd be able to do something about foresight, talking about needing a needing a rest and anything
yep.
else.
And with that, with your nat 20, you are going to get the sense that he is a highly powerful mage, and he's not lying when he says he can remedy this in some manner. He will be able to provide relief in some manner. He is not lying about that.
Good enough for me, so follow him up the boat.
I'll say, come on, old friends, I'm going to introduce you to my new friends.
Some new friends.
Okay, so we go on the boat.
All right, you get on the boat, and he's
As
kind of
soon as we do, Forsyth is going to find a place to sit
all
down and
right.
rest,
All right, you
sleep if
find
he
a spot
can.
to sit, and you kind of try to still yourself so that you can sleep as the boat is rocking because the water's starting to get choppy. Maes is throwing out commands all over the
He wraps
place.
that jello body of his around a mast.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Yeah.
And then the ship begins to pull away from port. And as it's pulling away from port, he disappears for a moment and then comes back, and he's carrying 5 vials of, they're just small vials, and he hands all 5 of them to you, Evangeline, um, because you know who to give to what, and if things are chaotic and he doesn't want to hunt anybody down if they've moved about. So he gives all 5 of them to you. They're small. They have it's a clear liquid, but it looks almost iridescent as it swirls inside the bottle. And he hands them to you. He said, "This will provide enough energy to replenish some of the things that your party has lost. It only takes one, mechanically speaking. One vial equals the benefits of a short rest."
I will look for my party. First off, Forsyth, I will give one to Forsyth because we're going to need him. And I'm going
Bot-
to give,
Bottoms up.
I will give one to Fix and one to Kadath. And I will go to Ordith and I will tell him what it is. And if he needs it, it is available to him.
Oh yeah, I have no spell slots left. I need
Okay.
I am out.
She is just learning about you.
it.
I don't even know if he needs this or not, but here's one if you do need it. And
You're
Evangel
dead. Do you use
and
a short rest?
I will put mine in my pocket.
Okay. All right.
Fix will take it. It doesn't provide him as much, nearly as much relief as it does the others.
True.
I mean, sorcerers get sorcery points back, right?
Not until a long rest.
Ah, I thought that was just short rest. Ah. Oh well.
I'm going to have to be very sparing with my spell slots right now.
All right. On the plus side, as you quaff the potion and you look out over the horizon, you do see some of the ships have pulled completely away. Like they are off and away. These are probably more like merchant ships or something of that nature that's not got as much heavy firepower. but you do see major ships that are cannon ready. You see cannons being popped open into their little windows and whatnot, and they are beginning to circle a larger area where this ship is also headed. So you will not
Do
be
I see
fighting
the
alone.
songbird?
You do see the songbird as you look out. You do see the songbird. It's kind of on the opposite side of this creature than you, per
Okay.
se, or where they seem to be circling anyway. And but you do see the songbird. It has a very beautiful like nightingale on their sail. um it's very obvious that this is
I
the
would
songbird.
recognize it because
Yeah.
Kilmark talked about it so much.
Hmm.
But I will ask Mayus, can we communicate with Kilmark?
um I can. I do so sparingly because it does take some energy to do so.
I need to know that he is okay, personally.
um he'll pull out from one of his pouches, he'll pull out like a spyglass.
I will take it from him. I will take it from him and I will look at the songbird and look for Kilmark.
All right. As you're looking at the songbird, the whole ship is moving and rocking a little bit and trying to get into position with like all the others. Um, and you take a look and you kind of scan the deck of the songbird, and you see Kilmock standing up like at the Catherine's wheel up on the upper deck, and he's looking over the edge at the creature. He seems to be, or where the creature that they believe is the creature,
Is the
he
creature.
seems to be assessing kind of the situation. He seems very focused at the moment.
Does he look like the Amber Pope or does he look like Kilmark?
He looks like the Amber Pope.
Okay.
He's very human.
I will close it back up. I will hand it to him. I will,
He'll put it back in his pouch.
and I will go to the edge of the ship and I'm going to look over and I'm going to see if I can see anything.
All right. You go to the edge of the ship and you begin to look over. Um, I would imagine that the rest of you are probably taking in stock as well, noticing that these ships are circling something. So you're all going to kind of take a look. So you're going to see this. Um, you see kind of in this circled area, you see how the water is kind of dipped downward unnaturally, like it's not a flat, it's dipped downward unnaturally. And you see at the top of this what looks like a mound of green. Um, at first, I mean, it kind of looks like grass at first, but you realize that it almost acts more like tentacles. And you begin to take in that this is like seaweed, very large seaweed, and it kind of acts more like tentacles, or like what you kind of look at like a, if any of you have gone fishing, like a bucket of worms. It's all like swirling around in there, only it's seaweed.
Has anyone tried firing upon this thing yet?
Not yet.
Has anyone tried communicating with it?
uh I would say no.
You're still connected to Zybella, right?
Forsyth, you're correct, but Forsyth can use telepathy.
Right.
Actually, I have a few different ways to talk with plants and animals.
See if you can communicate with it and
This
find
could be
out
the one.
its purpose. Otherwise,
Uh,
I'm
Or
firing
what pissed it
upon
off.
Unfortunately, that's a 5th level spell until I get a long rest.
Okay.
I guess
Let
it's
me
telepathy
see.
then.
Yeah, I can read it. I can detect thoughts still.
See if you can detect any thoughts on it.
That's just a 2nd level spell.
Okay, you're going to detect thoughts.
Yeah, because until I get a 5th level, until I get a long rest in, I can't.
There we go.
Well, while he's trying to detect thoughts, I'm going to see if there's anything in my book about this thing.
Okay.
Any history on it.
All right. As you look in your book about history on seaweed creatures,
Seaweed monsters?
seaweed monsters, um, Yeah, you're not really finding anything about seaweed monsters. You start to see some things pop up about monsters of the sea. Like, like there's dragon turtles, there's krakens, there's lots of things.
Release the
Yeah,
Kraken!
there's lots of things that can be dangerous within the sea. Seaweed creatures is not one of them. Um, Forsyth, you start to reach in and reach out for its surface thoughts. You get instant feedback almost, and it's just a lot of anger, pain, destruction. It seems hell bent, for lack of a better word, on just annihilating anything in its path.
Okay.
Oops.
I will pass that along. Had I had time to rest,
Well, you got a
could
short
have
rest.
talked to it. Yeah, I got a short
Yeah,
rest.
but not a
Okay.
long rest.
A short rest means
You got a short rest.
I can change forms, but it doesn't mean I can talk to it. That just means I get my features
you,
back. It doesn't
you,
mean I can
you get
wild
a
shape, but
yeah, you get a little bit of an inkling, as strong as you got back just from touching the surface, as strong as those emotions and thoughts were just on the surface, there might not be any talking to this creature. Anyway,
we might want to give this thing a wide berth. Just
it's
saying.
it's too late for a wide berth.
it is headed toward the city of
It's
Bridges.
heading towards the city of Bridges.
I think it's time for a big boom.
I can.
I'm gonna take two of my. I've got my bow out, my crossbow. I can take 2 shots. I'm going to take 2 shots.
Okay. Um, about that time, the rest of you are going to notice that there is some movement across the way, that appears to be coming from the Songbird, or at least it's the ship that has a bird on its sail. There's some movement of flags, like they're signaling, and you see several of the ships. Lots of the crew are pushing forward cannons and whatnot, and you're going to hear even on this own ship that, ready to fire. They're giving out orders to possibly fire some cannons.
I rolled a 28 and a 30 to hit.
Both hit, obviously. Not the 30 missed. You can't hit on a 30. Where'd that come from?
Where did what come from?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Oh, that's a total of 25 points of piercing damage.
Okay, 25 points.
A 30 missed because we went to Thaco
That's
instead.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, headaches. Headaches doesn't sue. All right. You go ahead and fire two. You hear that the cannons are going to get ready to fire. Go ahead and roll me initiative. You did 25.
18.
18 for Forsyth.
That's unusually high.
Yeah, that's a good roll for you.
And 19 for me.
But I'll still go last. But
Evangeline.
15.
Ooh,
oh,
15 for Fix.
11.
11 for Ordeeth.
21.
21 for Kadeth.
and 3 for the creature.
Oh, yeah, it is a ship. He got a 16. And the ship? Ah, of course, the ship is the one that's going last. All right. So we're going to start this off at the top. This creature, it kind of pulls itself up just a little bit out of the water, and you start to see how massive it actually is. It is huge. It could easily wrap itself around two of these ships.
Okay, so it's larger than large.
It's larger than large. It's gargantuan, and it pulls himself up, And immediately you notice in cracks between the seaweed, you notice this green glow. You've seen the green glow before.
Yeah, that's like a rider.
I don't. Joe doesn't remember the green glow.
The green glow happened in the cavern of the Medusa that you killed, Uriel. One of the stone creatures had green eyes, and Ordith was like, that is corruption.
Oh, do we want to make it somebody else's problem?
No.
I look to
I mean,
Evangeline. You're calling the shots here.
Are we talking about sending it away to a different plane?
That I am. I have one fourth circle. I have enough energy to cast one more fourth circle spell.
I can cast a fifth circle if you wanted to. I got fifth banishment.
Oh, you also have banish.
Yeah.
So if
And,
it fails,
I
if
have
it
a
succeeds on
short
mine,
rest in my pocket.
I've got a short rest in my pocket. What do you got? Is that a short rest in your pocket?
I got a pocket in my pocket.
Fix holds up the one that you gave him. I didn't drink mine. It's not beneficial. So,
I
but
did
Yep.
because that gave
Beneficial.
me spells back.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
the question is, do we want to make it somebody else's problem?
It also will allow you, if you're down hit points, to roll those hit dice as well.
Right.
Just so those of you who did take it.
Yeah, that's
I
the other
wasn't down
reason.
hit
Yeah.
points though, so
Yeah.
My heart says yes. We want to make it somebody else's problem.
Just get it away from here.
I look to the mage.
But I've been traveling with you.
Hmm. I look to the mage. It's your city.
City is the number one priority.
Get rid of it.
Kadeth, you are first, though.
Are we wanting to banish it?
I think it's worth a try.
Definitely worth a try.
All right, I can cast banishment,
Oh, look, you can have multiple tries of banishment.
so I'll go ahead and cast banishment.
Now, why does everybody in this party have banishment?
I don't.
'Cause you're
Okay,
the DM.
good. Good. Because I'm the
Very
DM.
useful to have.
So it's a charisma save, 18.
Charisma, 18. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Dang it. It's a 17.
So
I feel pity. So
here's the
much
thing:
pity.
if it's native to the plane that we're on, then it gets banished to a harmless demi-plane.
Otherwise,
it's
it gets
from-
banished back to its own plane, right?
Right.
Yep.
And we
For
don't get to
1
know
minute.
which it is.
For 1 minute.
Well,
Well,
no,
no, wait a
because it
minute.
does say
No,
there
no,
is
it's
a way to tell
permanent.
if it's being banned, if it's not from the same plane, it's being banished to another plane, it makes a pop.
It comes back if it's native to this plane.
Oh, wait, it makes a
Not-
pop if it's what?
Not native to this plane.
Okay, so
If
there
it-
is an audible sound if it's not
Not
native to this plane.
Wait, is
Okay.
there?
Yeah, if the target is native to a different plane of existence than the one you're on, the
Oh,
target
okay.
is banished with a faint popping noise.
Yep.
Returning to its home plane. The spell ends for 1 minute pass. It reappears. If you maintain the concentration for the full minute, it does not return. It stays at its home plane.
Okay. You will see when you cast banishment. It's not so much of a faint popping sound. This creature is gargantuan.
It's going to be a big pop.
It's a little bit bigger than a faint popping sound,
Okay, then
but
It-
you hear it.
it returns
all-
to its home plane. Then
All of the water pours into where it was, and and you hear complete chaos on the ship as the sailors are trying to turn the wheels, flip the sails, like anything, throw the weights.
I will rush and help the crew and say, look, whatever it takes, don't let his concentration break. You see me hanging on lines, trying to keep the sails under
And
control.
I
Don't
sit
care.
there and do the I do the whole
You sit down cross-legged.
cross-legged on the deck, just we.
All right. The ship manages to keep from falling into the crash of waves going into the center of this thing. And of course, it pushes back a big wave that goes outward, not quite as much as what was headed toward the city of Bridges, but a good enough wave that you see it crash upon the docks. You see the other boats kind of shifting and turning and trying to prevent from capsizing as well. As you scan across, it doesn't look like any ships were lost. They're kind of in chaos formation right now, but none of the ships seem to be lost. And Kadeth is, as the water's still, 1 minute has passed, and the creature has not returned. I did not expect all of you to be able to cast banishment.
Yeah.
I've had that one for a while, just never used it.
Here's the thing, though. There's banishment, and if you made that roll, there was silvery barbs. Like
At
it was
this
gonna be
point,
banished.
I can't win for losing.
at this point, I will
You can
gather my
lose.
party together, and I will ask whoever the highest ranking officer is on board this ship.
They will all
Bunch of
initially
mage.
point to Maus.
Okay. In that case, I will look to the crew and say, where is the captain's quarters?
Oh, Maus says this way.
Is this Captain Jonathan's ship?
This. Oh, I thought Jonathan was on the Songbird.
He might be. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
okay. I was thinking Jonathan was on the Songbird. He will say no. Jonathan's is on the Songbird with Kilmock.
And I will take my crew, I'll take my homies, um, to the captain quarters
All right.
because I need to share with them.
Maus will open the door for you. He will say, I'm sure Sea Legs, they call him Sea Legs. I'm sure Sea Legs will have no problem with this. I mean, I usually use his quarters if I have to take over the ship for whatever reason. He'll open the captain's quarters, and you will see immediately that there's like a larger table where several people can sit, and then off to the side in a more curtained area seems to be more of the living quarters, like where the
Okay.
bed and the wardrobe and things like that might be.
We will take up perch at the table. I will ask Maus to please let us know when we're back at dock, when we're getting close to dock. Um,
I will do that.
and definitely let me know if Kilmock is close. And I will bring everybody in. And I will
Maus
begin to
will step
explain to
out.
them that there are things that they need to know that they do not know yet. And it's time for them to keep my big secret. I will share with them about the portal that they went through and that for the safety of the Ember Pope, I trust that they will not reveal that. I will share with them the circumstances around my birth.
Do you remember?
The
Do you
circumstances
remember?
around my birth.
Because I can
Yes,
reiterate a little bit
you might have to reiterate a little bit, but basically, the circumstances around my birth.
because I'm pretty sure nobody else remembers. You only remember because you have it written down.
Yeah, I have it written down in here somewhere.
Oh, I remember something about being found under a rock. Or
you can you can share the details about the aura and happening when I was my mother and father conceived me,
Yep.
and I never got a direct answer as to what that was because I think they don't know for sure.
They just noticed.
They noticed it. The Order of Truth noticed it, and that's the reason they brought me to the Order of Truth and shielded me, and they wanted to keep me inside the Dirk Hall, basically, and we're not sure what that meant. And I have,
So,
go ahead.
so let me make sure I understand this. They thought you were in some way destined or gifted or destined to for some sort of greatness, and what they wanted was to keep you in the Dirk Hall, and so that they could figure out what that was and whether or not it was a threat or a boon to be used for their own uses.
Some, yes. Some, yes. Um,
Sounds like a religious cult, but okay.
I mean, if you haven't gotten religious called out of the Order of Truth yet, you might be missing something.
Yeah, no, no, got that very loud and clear. And eventually, how does this make you feel? And I'll pull up my notepad and start taking no.
So tell me.
it makes me feel confused. I feel neglected by my parents because they didn't share.
Did they know?
Did they know?
I don't know that they know. No, no. I do not. I do not think that they knew. My father is a member of the Order of Truth, and if they came to him and wanted to bring me in, he would have seen that as an honor. Um, I have had discussions with the Amber Pope about changing the Order of Truth and enlightening them, so to speak.
Hmm.
And that my goal is actually to move into his position in the Order of Truth. And because I know you all, who you are, how you feel and think, I feel safe and you're not sharing this. But the Amber Pope, who appears human when he is in public, is actually a tiefling.
Hmm.
And this is even kept secret from those within the Order of Truth.
Interesting. As far as keeping your secret, well, you know all my secrets.
Yeah, since when have I been known to keep secrets?
You do pretty good at keeping cadets. You do pretty good at keeping your own secrets from other people.
From himself, even. Oh no. Senior's muted.
Everything about me is secret.
That's
He's the biggest secret of
the
all.
truth.
I'm sure that I am going to face some repercussions and have to answer some questions. As now, you know the secret behind the tapestry. However, if I become the Amber Pope, you would have been the first set of people that I would tell after Gavian.
I mean, if they prefer, we can bring something back that's big and gargantuan that they can fight rather than having us here to help.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
I mean, you get yourselves in enough trouble.
Yeah. We get ourselves out of it too.
Fair.
Good at both. Balanced life.
Oh, and I would give Evangeline the rundown of what happened with Fune.
Interesting.
She has a very distinct marking now.
I saw that. I saw that when she was a baby.
Are you telling me they did they sell her to this just to get rid of that marking?
Oh, the marking was there after he touched her.
Oh,
No,
after.
You
Gotcha.
yeah.
saw after he touched her.
I would tell him, nope. No, Gara took her. I believe Gara took her to Velshire
Hmm. Well,
and gave her to Velshire. She was but an infant. She had no choice in the matter.
well, hopefully this will not end in her death and she can have the choice of her life going forward. I think separating her from this creature may have lasting implications, though.
One of the things that happened while I was looking in my crystal orb and I was viewing this, usually I follow whoever I'm looking in on, but I did not follow Fune. Gara carried her past, and I saw the shadows form, and I felt the shadow, the tendril that grabbed the other shadow, pull through me. That's never happened before, nothing like that. It's never been anything physical with me, but it pulled through me. And I did receive damage like I did when I looked into the black orb of Velshire.
I believe, and this is just mere speculation, I believe the Raven Queen defeated him, and in order to allow himself to regain power, he split himself into orbs and possibly Fune. And you felt that because you were feeling a touch of the same energy, the same soul, if gods have souls.
Soulless creatures.
I'm not a religious scholar, and this is all weirdness.
I have
Boy, could that
studied
forge quite the debate,
religions.
though.
What was that, Ordith?
I was just saying that could strike quite the debate. You know, do gods have souls?
I know,
That's a
but we could have
debate
a
for
dance
those.
off and find out.
dance off.
Drinking contest.
Drinking contest. Yeah, Sordith is for that. I'll beat them all.
Valsharoon seems to be popping his ugly little head up all around us.
And we're having to play whack-a-mole.
I'm gonna pull those cards out. We haven't done that for a few minutes.
That's true.
I'm gonna pull out the card. I'm gonna pull out the rune card because that's associated with Valsharoon, correct?
You believe? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's got his symbol on it. Yeah.
It's got his symbol on it.
You take a look at it.
I take a look at it.
All right.
Is it gonna make me make a wisdom throw?
No.
Oh, good.
Well, the cards haven't made you make a wisdom throw yet.
Yeah. The orb never had either.
Well, that's true. It's a fair point. You take a look at the rune card, and everybody will notice this as you're laying it out. You take a look. You notice immediately that you see Kadeth, and there's a shadow behind Kadeth. And along the ground, you see shadows. A shadow in the place of where you believe Reproot was, where you had seen Reproot before in the Feywild. You see a shadow where Reneo was in the Feywild. You see a third shadow that looks roughly the shape of Gera. You see another hint of a shadow on there. So you see these extra shadows, but you see Kadeth. Kadeth is clear. But there's a shadow kind of behind him that looks like his shadow, almost, behind him. And in the far background of what looks like a battlefield, where Kadeth looks like he's kind of standing on the hillside victorious with a shadow behind him. Way back in the background, though, you definitely see dark clouds that look to be gathering, like a coming storm. Very dark clouds kind of behind it. And just as a reminder, while you were in the Feywild, you actually saw Ordeeth with a shadow behind him that kind of resembled Kadeth. And you actually saw Reproot and Reneo on the card, although there was no coming storm at the time.
Yes. So the brothers have changed, possibly places. And there's a storm coming. And what was that babble that Tetris told us? Oh, wait a minute. It's right here in front of me.
Somebody with a keen mind or a good pen, please refresh us.
Judgment will return to the Shadowfell through the cursed city as forces there do swell. Conquer, contain, and there forever dwell. There also a key for a lock that hides upon the altar where she abides. Aid her return to Claston's side.
Claston.
Side. But watch for she who waits with rangers bold. The chalice was retrieved by one of old. If blood is spilled within, another she will hold.
Fune indicated the chalice was no longer with Stroll Duck.
Yes.
We
As a
need to
matter of
find out
fact,
where it's at.
in our notes, I put that I kind of felt like that she kind of confirmed that it was not with Strolduck. But what about the chalice was retrieved by one of old? If this whole thing is about Gara's dead. Where's the chalice? Who's in possession of it now?
Maybe we need to go check her domain, her castle.
Maybe it's not about Kira.
It might not be
Could be
about
about
Gara.
Fene.
The other god. What was her name?
Which one?
The one that my current estate guardian serves.
Cyric.
Oh, yeah, Cyric.
Cyric.
God of illusions,
No,
deception.
no, he didn't serve Cyric. Rinio served Cyric.
Reneo serves Cyric. That's right.
He served a
Oh,
goddess.
no. Strolduck serves Cyric. Reneo.
Pretty sure Rinio served Cyric.
Well,
And
Cyric was the moon card that we completed.
right.
Okay. Oh, you're right. Reneo serves Cyric. I was thinking of Lyra. Sorry.
Lyra is the one that I'm thinking of.
Strolduck served Lyra.
That's the void card that we haven't done yet.
No, that's Oh, the void card is Lyra. Yeah.
Lyra could be the one of old. And if Strolduck served her, he would have relinquished the chalice easily. We told him not to help Velsharoon. Doesn't mean he won't help Lyra.
I think that we make sure the city of Bridges is safe, which I believe it will be now. I think that we need to concentrate on these cards.
After we rest. Yes.
Yeah. No, right now you don't need a rest. Luckily, I didn't take much damage this time.
Because you banished my creature. Oh, you just wait. Just wait.
You're gonna make a high charisma, monster.
If Velsharoon, he's got to be taking note. If all of these 5 people were working with their gods for his return, they've got to be taking note. They're dropping like flies. We cannot take on Velsharoon by ourselves.
I don't think Velsharoon is.
To have the gods on our side.
I don't know that Velsharoon is to a power level right now to manifest.
Not yet, but he can do damage.
Yes.
And how do we damage him?
It's a good question.
And he's not just doing it through that orb that you're carrying any longer.
Lay down. Lay down.
About all we can do is damage his purposes.
Have you used your crystal ball on our good friends here, the brothers Grimm and not as grim?
Grim and grimmer.
Grim and less grim.
Grim light.
I have to look into the past. I have seen them in the past. I can try to look at the future.
But we know they were part of some sort of ritual. And they're that's the last one on this card.
Yep. That's not Shadow. In one of my visions, I did see Ordith being touched before the bright flash of light.
So did Ordith.
Yeah, but I don't know that. He didn't share that with me. Player knowledge versus character knowledge.
True, true.
Oh god.
I think you're right. We need to focus on these cards. I think we also need to focus on Tatra's prophecy.
Yep. I think Tatra's prophecy might lead us to the completion, maybe, of one card. The prophecy and the card came at the same time,
Mhm.
or they were at the same time.
Okay. So it
The key,
sounds like
the key card.
The key card.
You can now go to your hotel room.
Mhm.
Oh, you've been wanting a rest.
Mm,
Let's take our key card.
She's not telling us that key card goes in like just like 500 miles away. It only has reservation bookings for those particular key cards one night out of the year.
I told her to go lay down,
And she did.
and she did.
Oh, you mean your dog
After
listens?
I'll show our people. Oh, it's 8:30. We should take a break.
oh yeah, probably.
We should take a break. While you're discussing
8:30.
this, we're gonna take a bio break because I do need to go to the restroom.
Holy smokes.
All right.
We'll
I
be
did not
back,
realize it
folks.
was
We
All
shall
already
right.
return.
8:30. Wow.
We shall return.
Time flies.
Yeah, time flies. I told her
And we're back.
All right, welcome back. And we are sitting around a captain's table on the wave crasher outside the city of Bridges. Um, as you do feel the ship moving slightly, you do actually feel it, even though it's moving just slightly. You do feel it kind of slow as you are discussing. Um, but continue.
I think I was saying, or we were saying that we need to focus on the cards and Tatra's prophecy,
Yeah.
and I want to know where that goblet is now, the chalice. So maybe we can find out from Fune. I don't know.
And now you guys know what my lifelong goal is.
What are we doing today, Evangeline?
Trying to take over. Oh no.
What are behind it?
We have to change the viewpoint of the order of truth.
So what you're saying is we just line them all up and ask them their views, and when they say something that doesn't align with what we want, we kick them out and keep the
Oh,
ones that do.
I was and kick them out. Okay, I was expecting you to say kill them.
I don't kill people unless I have to. I mean, did you see how many chances I gave Gira to not die? I practically begged her not to make me kill her.
I keep forgetting that you're Fix, not Captain Browning. Captain Browning is the one that lines people up and says, "Do it my way,
Or
or pay the
die.
consequences."
Oh, Browning would have tried to kill her the moment that she did anything to slight him. They'd be like, okay, shoot you in the
That's true.
face.
Okay, she's dead. And okay.
We have to change their viewpoints on those that are different
You know how you
than
don't do that?
me.
You don't do that by pretending to be the same.
I agree.
You hear someone shout from the
Shoot.
shoot. No,
Hey,
you
Browning is
hear
here. Oh,
Browning. You hear somebody shout outside, kind of on the deck. Aboard.
Sounds like somebody's coming aboard.
Either that or they have a wooden expression.
uh,
Slapper.
so is the Amber Pope aware of your aspirations?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Um, just a few minutes later, you will hear a knock.
I will look around the table and then I will say, "Please come in."
The door will open, and it will be Maius. He will open the door and he will step aside, and you will see Kilmock. And the rest of you will recognize his face from the orb when you guys were there um, discussing the order in the order of truth.
When we had Reneo there.
When you had Reneo there, um, you will recognize his face. You will see Kilmock walk in,
And I
and
will stand up
he will smile
and
at
I will
Evangeline.
go forward to him and shake his hand.
He will shake your hand. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Oh, whatever's appropriate.
Appropriate greetings. Got it.
How long's it been since the fight with Gira?
Hours.
So is it? So
You
this
met
is
her at about noon. It is now about 4.
Oh, four.
still not nightfall.
Night is getting ready to fall. I mean, the sun is low on the horizon. It's not evening yet, quite. It's pushing evening, but
No, I actually need full night for what I want to do.
Okay. It's about 4. A Kilmock will say, "Good. I'm glad you are safe. Mayus told me what you guys did while he was walking me back this way. I'm very thankful." And he will give you a slight bow. He will walk on in and kind of motion, and Mayus will shut the door behind them.
Your Excellency.
Oh, please.
Your
For you,
popeness.
it's Kilmock.
Kilmock. How did this happen?
I don't know. Hours ago. Um, it just kind of came on all of a sudden. I have no idea. But it wasn't right, and it's no creature I've ever seen before.
Nor I.
Nor
Nor,
I.
nor the book.
Nor I. Nor the well, you may want to record that then.
I will.
We will head back. You can kind of feel the ship already picking up motion again. It's like we will head back. We will um, eat tonight. You are welcome to my estate, and I will feed you. You will rest.
You already did, but thank you.
He looks at you kind of curiously. Like,
You already, yeah, I already fed you.
you're welcome then. I
The
guess.
muffin looked good. What?
Oh, you've been through my office then.
Well, I had to, yes.
It's fine. Desperate times, desperate measures. I do ask that you keep it
The secret is safe with them.
secret.
All of your
Okay.
secrets.
Well, that is good. How many more do you know?
Well, I know that Forsyth can see who that guy is, so.
But that's true. Forsyth very clearly sees a tiefling standing there.
And he
Forsyth,
just keeps his mouth shut about it.
yeah, I was gonna say Forsyth usually keeps his mouth shut about it.
I will tell Kilmock, some in this party have the ability to see through.
Ah, then I will allow you all to see. Mayus already knows. And he kind of flicks his hand, and his form drops, and before you stands, I believe it was a red tiefling, black horns that kind of go up and around across the top of his head, black hair that kind of just hangs at the horns, neatly groomed, red tail, um, black nails. Like, pleasure to meet you. I am Kilmok Bamu.
Pleasure's mine. I'll stand up and shake his hand.
Pleasure's his.
The pleasure's his. I'll be over here.
Does he seem still a little bit uneasy that we know his secret?
Actually, quite the opposite. He seems a little bit more relieved. It's your passive insight is a 17, right? You told me.
That was my perception. My
Oh,
insight
your insight. What's your
is a
insight?
17, yes.
Okay.
You're saying.
You will get the sense that he's more relieved, not so much that for his own benefit. I mean, yes, there's a little bit of his own benefit. He doesn't have to keep up a charade. But
Jared.
that charade. But also, you get the sense that he's relieved on behalf of Evangeline.
Do I know if the Jagged Dream has any presence in the City of Bridges?
If you take a moment and kind of focus in, you will feel the presence of about 3 or 4. You get the sense that probably 2 of them are still out on ships. They seem further away than the city probably is. And then you sense the other one's kind of in the city and a little bit beyond. Like maybe some of them were evacuated to land.
I'll look to Evangeline, and over the link, I'll say, "How much do you trust this guy?
Over the link, I will tell him I trust him with my very life.
Would you trust him with my secret or my
Do you
family
trust him
secret?"
with mine?
Yeah.
I believe he can be trusted.
And then, without me missing a beat, like the conversation is still going, but he takes it from telepathic to verbal, and he says to Evangeline, "Well, then, as a show of good faith," and he'll walk over, or he'll his armor will shift because it was still plate armor.
Yep.
It will shift, and then he'll move his shirt to show the marking, and ask him, "Do you know what this is?"
Um, you're talking about the symbol of Gond, right?
No,
No.
the marking for the
The
Jagged Dream.
jagged dream.
Oh, okay. You to show the like the pendant or the
No,
tattoo.
the tattoo,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
branding or whatever it was.
Yeah. Um, he will kind of tilt his head. He says, "Yes, I do."
I'll smile. Now you know my secret. Trust is a two-way street.
That is good to know. I appreciate you sharing this with me.
I've kept both of your all's secret for a long time. Me.
It just goes to show you that Denier chose wisely.
Main character syndrome.
Did you keep our secrets from your book?
I have not written your secrets in my book.
I'll just kind of smile. Thank you. And you can tell that is very sincere from Fix. But if Elf trusts you, so do I.
Elf. I like it. After a little bit, you will get there will be another knock on the door. Kilbach kind of waves his hand. You see his human form kind of pop back up again. And Maus will open the door. It's like, "We're pulling into port, sir." And sir. And he kind of looks at Kilbach and kind of nods. And Mace says, "Thank you." Shuts the door again. All right. Well, you welcome to come to my estate. Get some food. Get some rest. What is your next plan?
That's a great question.
Get some food and get some rest.
Good plan.
Emphasis on the
Might be
rest.
nice to spend a little bit of time with Gavian.
It'd be nice to spend a little bit of time with Zybella, too.
Did you get
As
to
little as
talk to her?
possible.
25 words a day, Evangeline. Come on.
Yes.
And I used my
Sometime
25 words today to rally the troops to save the city of Bridges.
I can always have him come through the portal.
She's thinking about it.
Yeah, no, what I'm thinking is, yeah, so could I.
Uh, Gavin. All right. He'll lead you once you pull into port. He'll lead you off the ship and back to the place from whence you came out of. And Maius will join you. Uh, there will be servants and whatnot that lay out a feast, mild feast, because half the servants are missing. They're on land right now. Um,
They're saving themselves.
not a bad call.
I will ask Kilmock to contact Rockdiff to find
Sure,
out how things are going in the city of Key.
I can do that. You'll see him go to. Matter of fact, he'll take you to his office for food. Pull out the table a little bit more. Put a leaf in it. Um, and he will pull out from his desk. He'll pull out a parchment. He'll pull out a quill, and he will write. And you will see as he's writing. Um, you can see that he's writing a note directly to Rockdiff and signs it. AP rolls it up and sets it down, and it disappears. I'm sure report will come soon. Let's eat.
Is Mayus there?
Maius is there.
So while we're having dinner, I'll make polite conversation with Mayus and be sure to ask him how my robes are coming along.
Oh, they're coming along fantastically. I forget what you wanted done with them.
I want to be able to put them on and them to hide
Oh yeah,
everything under it.
kind of glamour a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're coming along. They're coming along quite nicely. Give me another week or so. I will probably be able to finish them, providing no more of this kind of stuff happens.
We can only hope.
So, are there windows in this room that we're in?
There is a few up by the ceiling.
Okay, so Ordeeth is just pushing the food around this plate because it doesn't really need to eat, and looking at the window,
Watching the shadow
staring
crawl
out the
across the
window,
wall.
impatiently watching out the window. Come on, come on. You know that kid at Christmas time, at Christmas Eve when you send the kids to bed and then you hear them for the next 5 hours upstairs making noise.
Yep.
Yeah,
Santa can't come unless you go to sleep.
yeah. He's going to project the exact kind
I
of
will use my
that
mage
kind
hand
of
to take his fork out of his
impatience.
hand. Quit
Would
playing with your
you
food.
ever go and take his fork out of his hand?
Yeah.
His hand keeps moving like he's holding the fork. Doesn't even realize he took it.
So, Ordeeth, have you, as somebody that doesn't need to eat, have you accumulated any wealth?
Uh, really, not a lot of use or need for wealth in the void, or the Feywild for that matter.
Then I tell you what, I bet you 1 gold that I can outdrink you.
Never make a bet like that.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Maya squeezes an eyebrow.
I have
Never,
suspicions here. I want to.
never make a bet with the leader of the Jagged Dream.
And Pix got this big, charming smile on his face because he
That
is
is
charming.
even more suspicious.
You see the
So yeah,
glint.
I think I need to do
is
an
it your
insight on
cheesy
this.
smile or is it your Chester smile?
A little bit of both.
Oh yeah, I definitely need to insight check this because I'm like, hold on, that smile don't look right. I'm picturing like that greasy used car salesman smile. The stereotypical one from like those old '80s movies.
Oh Lord, not quite that sinister. but more like friends jesting with each other.
So 21. Not
Okay.
He
horrible.
definitely has something up his sleeve.
He's hiding an ace.
It's gonna go in that kind of that little, raised eyebrow, like the Spock look. It's like, yeah, I don't trust that. You're up to something.
I mean, if you don't think you can do it, it's okay.
Look,
Now he's
friend,
gonna.
I'm gonna tell you, you need to work on your poker face. Gives you away every time.
He smirks. I wasn't trying to hide anything.
So tell me, just what means were you planning on using to get past the fact that alcohol doesn't affect me?
He smiles, picks up a goblet of wine and says, "Do you remember what alcohol tastes like? The burn that it has."
No, everything pretty much tastes the same.
Oh,
Nothing. Dust.
well,
he kind of became undead as a child.
yeah.
there's no
Either way,
taste buds there.
okay. He picks it up and he uses subtle spell to cast purify food and drink.
Oh, you little sneaky.
They're looking like, it's a good idea. Let's keep that in mind next time we're in a situation where we could do like some team drinking. We could clean up at a bar.
Uh,
Of course, we might want everybody else around because eventually someone's probably going to catch on that there's something fishy going on when neither one of us are showing any signs of intoxication.
Oh, I'm a great actor, maybe, possibly.
maybe. We'll
Maybe,
see.
possibly.
That's just an act.
Just don't be asking me to act. I have less performance than I do wisdom.
After having some dinner and desserts are out, you will see kind of the portal shimmer, and Gavian will step through.
I go to Gavian.
He will grab a hold of you. He'll say, "Never have I been more happier that Fix kept his promise."
He does that once in a while.
Well, I have
He
a
is
body in this bag says that I keep most of them.
okay. I'll let that one slide. Whatever bodies you have in that bag, I probably shouldn't know about.
I think that's where he put Gira's body.
It
So
was.
too.
Yeah.
I will ask Gavian about the city of Key.
City of Key is under control. There's straggler ethereal beings. I have a feeling that we're probably going to be, or the city guard is, going to be fighting off ethereal beings until whatever is flooding this world is closed.
We're going to have to travel to the city of bones in the crystal skyfield.
In the crystal sky fields.
Is that right? Did I say that right? Okay. Yeah.
Cloud crystal, sorry.
Cloud
Crystal sky field.
Skyfield.
But tonight we get to rest.
Believe that's the general consensus with all of us, but we all need rest.
Well, if you've got room for one more.
No, sorry, the castle is too small. No.
There's always room in my bed. It does not need an extra room.
Haha! He will join in the dessert, and you guys will make your way to rooms. There's enough rooms here that you can all have your own, and you will be able to get a nice long rest
About time.
for
So
time. Sun will
partway,
set.
partway through that.
Yeah.
So it's nighttime now, right? We're finally after dark. All right.
Yep.
So shortly before midnight, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk outside and find a nice little quiet spot. So I'm imagining it's probably not like a cemetery anywhere on here. So just a little quiet spot and some trees. I'm gonna pull out that raven corpse.
All right.
I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna hold it. And so, like, all right. So look, I ain't used to dealing with gods and such, but well, you seem to have chosen me, and uh, so be it. But I feel kind of undressed here. He taps on the shoulder where the hand used to sit. He's like, I don't really want that hand back, and it really hasn't come back. So I kind of figure, I ain't gonna be seeing it again, or if I do, it's not gonna be coming after the friendly night fashion. So really need my shoulder, covered, and holds up the raven. He's like, I can bring the, I can, animate this thing, but it only lasts for, a day. So, if you can, I'd really need a new companion. I think this one would be the one to do. And after he says that, he's going to set it down and he is going to cast Create Undead on it
All right.
to bring it back. And I guess we'll see what happens after, 24 hours. Is it still going to be there? Is it just going to fall dead at his feet?
All right. You will see it kind of twitch a little bit. You'll see its claws kind of flex and whatnot, and then you'll see its eyes blink, and then it'll squawk a little bit. It'll stand up. It'll flop out its wings. It'll shake down,
Or
and
you
then
just going
it'll
to tap the shoulder and come on up here?
it'll fly up. And it'll land on your shoulder.
Okay. And then he's going to go back inside and complete his, long rest, which is, pretty much just sitting down and staring at nothing for a few hours.
All right. All right. You complete your long rest. Fix.
Just
In the middle of the night,
in the middle of
you be walking in your sleep,
oh.
and you get the ever so sweet tinkling sounds of Zybella's voice.
Yes.
She says, and you hear tiredness in her voice. She says, well, we're handling it, but we ain't going to make it to the estate for several days.
Explain.
Yeah, we got flooded with ethereal beings, and the plants, the plants have like all of a sudden decided to like uproot and attack. Like strangest thing I've ever seen. We're handling it. You do not need to come. Take care of this business. Because whatever happened, something tells me somewhere behind it, you either did or did not do something.
Always my fault. Uh, you can over the links and stuff. You can send like thoughts, emotions, things like that. As soon as she said that, his first instinct, and she would have felt this is sort of as like a jolt, was get up, get the get the group together. We're we'll be there as soon as we can, type thing. But takes a step back. He's like, I know what we have to do, and we're on it. Keep yourself safe. I think the estate will be okay for now. Gira
Good.
is no more.
Good. I figured something of that nature probably triggered this.
Mm, yeah, I don't know what triggered it, but we'll deal with it
Good. In the meantime, I'm going to be keeping my people safe.
as you should.
Stay safe.
I'll stay
Well,
alive.
stay alive. Nothing you do at this point is probably going to be safe, but stay alive.
I'll do my best.
Get some rest.
You as well.
I plan to. And that is where she breaks off. Morning comes. Kilmock is there in his office with a table with food. It's definitely more plenished for a good breakfast. Um, seems like his servants are at least back. He is there as a tiefling. He's there in his tiefling form. Maius is not there anymore. Maius went home. Um, he says, "Good morning to you all, and please some breakfast before you need to go." Maius, depending on where you're going, Maius may be able to help you get there, at least close to there. Have you made a determination of location yet?
I believe that we need to head to the City of Bones in the Sky Crystal, no, the
Cloud.
Cloud Crystal Skyfield. Nope.
I do too.
That
Yeah. Cloud
That place.
Crystal Skyfields. I know, but tongue twister. Didn't even know it.
Do you
All right.
believe he can get us there or very close to there?
He can get you that direction. Probably not directly to the City of Bones, as I have not been there. I don't think Maius has been there. Most people who have been there haven't returned.
Yeah,
So,
there's a reason why.
or at least most people who say they're going there haven't returned.
I would believe if they got into it, they probably didn't get out of it. We got out of it through a long, arduous project of trinkets and coins and retracing steps
Quite amazed then.
and one smart Goliath that figured out to walk backwards out of the city.
Aha! That is good to know. May check it out one day.
I
Today
don't
is not the
suggest
day.
it.
Today would not be a day.
There are other more pressing matters.
I do believe that the solution to the ethereal problem is within that city.
Well, it would make sense with a name like City of Bones.
I really was hoping to never have to go back there. I know how I could get there fast. And I look at my book. That
The,
by now nobody else can see the picture because it's faded. Only I can see it.
it's true.
Yeah, the question is, how would we get there?
Well, we haven't tried anything yet.
Mm.
I don't know. Hang on. Let's see.
And because this is the City of Bones is most likely the
Sure.
source is why I'm still here this morning. Isabella is delayed dealing with her own uprising in her home that I don't remember the name of.
Ephraimon
An Ephraimon.
in the Baadenu forest.
Is Ephraimon overrun with ethereal as well?
It is, and the trees have uprooted themselves and are attacking them.
Kind of like the seaweed?
Very much so.
She didn't mention any glow of green, but it is nature attacking.
But
It's out of the ordinary, that's for sure. You definitely got that sense.
And Ordiz said, you said that green glow was a sign of corruption?
Yep, and it seems to be spreading. I think I said something to you guys about that before.
Yeah.
Yep.
so we need to.
The raven
Which,
squawked.
yeah, which, by the way, you realize he has a raven sitting on his shoulder now.
Well, the undead raven is a little less unnerving than the skull hand, or the skeletal hand. Nice to see you found a new friend. Evangeline's just thinking, this world has gotten really weird since I left home.
World just got bigger, that's all. Gavian says, well, as much as I would love to adventure with you and help to keep you safe, I fear that I should return to Key. Since all the other siblings are out and about doing other things, I will hold down the fort.
It's okay. Fix will keep me safe, or you'll kill him.
Darn right I will.
Fix just smirks.
I mean, you get
never.
a
If I,
little bit from the family. I mean, let's.
I'm sure if I fail to keep her safe, I will be dead myself.
That I do believe. He will come over and he will plant a kiss, then he'll turn around and he'll walk through the portal.
Next is us.
All right. Would you like Mayus to try to get you closer? Do you want to try this other route that you were mentioning?
I have another route. It will expend a lot of energy. I look good at Evangeline. It will. Go ahead.
What route is that?
Teleport. I've been there.
And you can teleport now.
Yes, the divine powers of sorcery have graced this ability upon myself.
The divine powers of sorcery.
But it will take my one and only seventh circle.
Do you want to expend that, or would you like to save that as a last resort?
Let's see how close Mayas can get us.
Let's find out how close Mayus can get us. Let's try
Are we trying to get to?
City of
City of
Bones.
Bones. Let's
I don't have any
try
link to it yet.
something.
There's not a whole lot of vegetation to go to there.
Yeah,
I
and
will,
I don't
Yeah.
I
know
will
the
open up the
circle
book.
there, so
Yeah, you don't know of a circle there.
Them bones, them dry bones. Oh, there's the working of the Lord.
They be walking around, that's for sure.
I'll pull a rope out and I'll tie it around me and I'll hand it
Oh,
back.
I'll hold up a finger. Do you think that there is a teleportation in the city of bones?
Possibly.
Do you
I'm
think
sure there is
anybody
somewhere.
do you think
It
anybody would
was
have
an
ever
ancient
written it
city.
down?
I do not know.
Doesn't your book have all recorded history?
Does that? Well, I'll ask the book. I'll write. I'll about that specifically. It did not give me that information when I looked at the City of Bones before.
No, it just told you it was an ancient city.
Right.
It is the ancient city of. Well,
I
flippin' be.
I will try to see if it
Gotta
has
pull out my old one.
any. Yep, it's been a while. Any symbology in, with in the book regarding the City of Bones.
The city of Bones is indeed the old city of Yagaril, which is the city of crystals. Um, the book will let you know that this city of crystals was a grand city. It was the first of it took first of class in essence in many things. It was at the lead of its era in magic and things of that nature. Um, it does talk about the uh, ancient hall of mages that the mages would be able to move back and forth between a lot of cities quickly for any kind of aid or study, research, things of that nature. They held that circle or that the secrets of their um, tower, or I forget what I just called it. Um, they held those secrets quite closely, close to their chest. But it is believed that there is indeed a teleportation circle of some kind that enabled them to do this. The symbols of which they are unsure. The symbols of which are not in the book.
Would it be possible that one of the books that I would have studied in the years I was with the my old pack uh, holder been, may have contained that kind of knowledge?
Um, roll your history.
History, oh God.
See how I feel? Roll wisdom.
Good, I'm
um,
hitting all your weaknesses.
I mean,
Yeah.
a 15.
Oh, 15's not bad.
Yeah,
With a 15, you kind of recall, even though you might not remember exactly the circle, you do recall some of the ancient symbols that would relate to crystals in general. And this was known as the city of crystals.
okay, so I'm gonna pass that information on, and I mean we could try to Klaatu Barato Nikto this stuff.
YOLO. Or in Ordee's case, maybe not, but
Yeah, I'm already on my second life here.
So then would it be more like Yodo?
YOLO.
Well, because once again, I've already done that twice too.
Yeah, yo dot.
Yoda. Or Yoda. You'll only die again. It's fine.
More like once is not enough, but
Such a rush.
It's up to you guys. He has some symbols for crystals. It is known as the City of Crystals. So you could maybe makeshift a teleportation circle and hope for the best. You could try the book. You can just ask Maus to get you as close as he can.
I say we go with Maus. There's too
I
much
want to
risk involved.
look at the picture of the city of bones that I drew.
Okay. You look at it. It looks the same.
Looks the same.
Yeah. Are you looking
I grab
deeply?
the rope.
I'm gonna look real close.
Okay, you start to look real deeply as Fix grabs the rope. Oh no, she's at it again. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Or she can choose to fail it.
That's true. You can choose to fail it if you'd like. Or you can get dice you can read.
Well, it's because I took the big lamp out.
Oh.
And then I put my dice in the shadows. And I rolled a 5.
That's a 5? All right, as you're looking at this picture of the City of Bones, you start to see it move. You see the crawling of the hands and things like that. And all of a sudden you notice that this city, even though they're moving underneath the city, pulling the city, you're also seeing ethereal beings moving through the buildings. You're seeing skeletons move about the buildings. Like, this city is coming alive, becoming undead. Not really sure.
It's teeming with unlife.
It's teeming with unlife. And you feel yourself being pulled in. And
People
you
are
are
dying to get there.
falling forward. Fix, you're going to feel that rope pull.
I'm going to hold on. I'm not going to yank yet.
All right. Roll me a strength check.
Oh, I didn't say I'm letting her like fall in. But I'm not.
But
Yeah.
it's not letting go.
But you're not letting go.
Yes.
So are you planning on diving in with her, or you gonna just hold on to the rope and plant your feet? What's your plan
yes,
here?
I'm going to plant my feet.
Okay, roll me a strength check.
Can I do a different check?
No, that's
Can
pretty
he-
much strength.
Can he use his cadet? Oh.
If you scream for a cadet, yeah, you can use for him.
Then yeah, I'd be like, Kadath, Kadath, hey, Kadath, 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 hey,
Aw.
Your feet
big-
are sliding toward the book.
yeah, I'm like sliding across the floor with my. Okay, so I have a -1 and my total's 19.
Oh, okay. Well, you're sliding, but it's not taking you. You're
Yeah.
managing to kind of keep your own a little
Yes.
bit.
But I'm still saying Kadath, 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 Kadath.
Yes.
The rest of you are seeing Evangeline slowly, like, she's like fading, like in and out, like she's there, she's not there. And she seems to be falling into the book.
Do we let her fall? Do we not? What do you suggest? She wanted to see if we could get there like this.
I mean, she's going into the book, right?
It appears that way.
She may be thinking that it may get her to the City of Bones.
Right,
Vis-a-vis
but
us to the City of Bones.
it might just take her to what's
the
his
index
name?
of the book.
The index.
Well, it might just take her somewhere where it might be kind of like when I go in the pool of blood.
Or it could have been like when I went into the missives.
Could be.
But she didn't tell me what she wanted me to do with this. She just started doing it.
Yeah, sounds about
Evangeline.
right.
And I'm only seeing the outside. Or am I seeing the inside of the city?
You're seeing right now. You're seeing the outside of the city, and you're seeing things moving within the city.
Okay.
But it is becoming more clear. The picture's filling out. It's becoming more solid to you, and you feel yourself just kind of falling forward.
Over the link. Evangeline, Evangeline, Evangeline. Hey, what am I supposed to do here? I'm gonna yank you back out unless you tell me something.
I can't see in the city. I can't find a symbol. Pull me out.
All right, then I will pull, and I will pull as hard as I can while hoping to have a Kadath assist.
You have a Kadath
I will
anchor.
try to shake my head clear.
All right, roll it with advantage. I'm assuming Kadath, you're grabbing a hold of the rope.
Yeah, I'll help.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, I rolled a 19 on the die twice, so 18.
Hey, hey. And go ahead and roll me a wisdom save throw with advantage. Since you are being pulled back, you can feel yourself being pulled back.
Nat 20.
All right. All right. You feel yourself pulled back. Fix, you feel the give. You feel it coming back. Kadeth, you can feel it as well. Um, and suddenly Evangeline kind of sits up real straight and she's completely present now. No more fading in and out.
I'm going to look one more place. I don't know if this will work. I've never tried this on a place. I've really only ever tried this on a people.
Okay.
I'm going to pull my crystal orb out.
On
It
a
comes
people.
from the the sky field, so I'm going to pull it out.
All right. You say, "Show me home," and you see the sky field.
There's no
No,
place
wrong
like
home.
home. I'm going to concentrate on the city of bones
Okay.
because I know where it's at and try to look into its past.
Okay.
What I'm trying to look for is possibly finding that teleportation circle. I'm looking for the symbol wherever I can find a symbol that goes with
All right. You're
the
looking
city
for.
for Yagaril.
Okay. So are you looking for the city of
Yeah,
Yagaril?
yeah.
Okay. You're looking in the crystal ball and you're looking for the city of Yagaril. And the crystal ball seems to hum in your hands. And it almost as if an inanimate object could become excited. It gets a little excited. Um, and you start to see this huge city of crystal. And it's beautiful and the lights bouncing all over the place. Um, and as you kind of focus in, you realize that you are seeing the city from an upper corner of one of the buildings.
Okay.
Your view does not change, but you're watching the city. You see the people moving about. They're all dressed very beautifully in beautiful silks and bright colors, and that just accentuate all of the colors from the crystals that just reflect all over the city. You watch people pass to and fro. You can kind of, after you watch a couple of people pass, you're starting to pick up, okay, these probably are merchants. These are probably, governmental in some manner. Oh, there goes some mages. I can't follow them. I'm stuck to the building.
Because I'm looking at a crystal from the building. This crystal was on that building. Now I'm getting excited. I know where this crystal came from. And the crystal fills.
You see Evangeline shaking a little bit. That's it. That's what it shows you. People passing. You can't hear anything. You just see
Does
people
does
passing.
the city look the same as the city looked when Gara took the baby into the center of town?
Yeah, it has a very similar feel. Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Evangeline gets very antsy. Yep.
I cannot, I could not follow the mages when I was looking into Yagaro, but I saw Yagaro and I saw the mages, but I couldn't move off of the building. It was very exciting. I think that this crystal came from that building. But I also have seen the city of Yagaro. Apparently, it looks just like before Gara took Fune down the steps. And it was when she came back that the crystals were kind of melty. They
There was a
started to,
black ash that just
yeah,
kind of.
that kind of fell over.
Mhm.
Yeah, the black ash fell over the city. Putting two and two together, I think that Gara may have caused the destruction of Yagaro by going to the Shadowfell. We need to get to the City of Bones. We're going to have to see Maius. And let's let him get us as close as we can. Unless you want to spend that extra.
As dangerous as things have been, I'm a little bit hesitant to spend that much energy.
But we should go to Maius and we should go down.
Well, let's go.
You know the way, Kilmock says. Stay safe and check back in with me when you accomplish your goal.
You will be seeing me.
I doubt we'll be safe, but
Fair. Stay alive.
that we can try to do.
Yeah, the stay alive comment gets the eyebrow quirk from Ordeep again.
Or
Uh, uh
or stay undead, not
stay
totally dead.
stay as you are, or become alive. Oh, is it possible?
Would you want to?
I don't think at this point it would be possible. Actually, just by the different resurrection spells, I think the longest one is only like a week
Yeah, something like
after,
that. 10 days or something like that.
yeah, something like that after death. So yeah, he's well beyond that.
Well beyond that. All right, so you make it to Maius. Maya says, I can get you to the Cloud Crystal Skyfills. How close to the City of Bones? I'm not sure. I've heard it moves. So, but I
Oh
can get you to the
yay!
Cloud Crystals.
Uh, True resurrection is no longer than 200 years.
Oh wow,
Okay.
they
So
changed
you
it.
could be truly resurrected, I guess.
Eventually.
For now.
So long as you died for any reason except old age.
Well, you did not die from old age.
I was pretty sure it was that big flash.
Matter of fact, oddly enough, Ordeeth, you know
Uh-huh.
this. Everybody else would know this if they stopped to think about it. You died as a child.
That's what I just
That's
said a
why
minute ago about whether or not he knew what the burn of alcohol was like. He died as a child. He probably never tasted it while he was alive.
Yeah. How many people
But
grow
here's
when
the
they're dead?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. The real question is, how has he been growing and
Yep.
aging?
That was just because of that lich. He's kind of
We're just gonna blame it on the lich.
yeah, blame it on the lich. Powerful archmages. Undead, been around for a couple thousand years. They know some things.
They know some things. All right. So you get to Maius. Maius will lay out the teleportation circle and say, "Be careful and good luck."
I'll see you soon.
All right. I'll have a robe waiting for you.
Thanks.
He finishes out the circle. It lights up. You all step through. You find yourself standing in a field surrounded by crystals. And that is where we're going to stop for tonight. So, you are in the Cloud Crystal Sky Field looking for the City of Bones again. So, thank you.
Hopefully those skeletons can't crawl too fast.
And they're pretty slow. I mean, you could walk and keep up with them easily enough. I mean, Cadet stepped out of the city backwards and didn't fall on his behind. So they're not moving that fast. So that is where we're going to stop.
I,
Thank
however,
you.
did step backwards out of the city and fell on my behind because a
That's true.
skeleton grabbed me.
That's true. That's true. So thank you for those of you who are watching, sticking with us. Be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, turn on your notifications so you know when we're live again, and share this video. If you know people who would enjoy this, share it. And be sure to check out, if you want to know where any of us are or where Rhonda may do a pop-up game or any conventions that we're involved in, be sure to check out our website, dnDadJokes.com, and check out the upcoming events where we will have the events that we're going to be at, as well as links to their site so you can purchase tickets if that's necessary, and you can get more information about the event itself. Is there anything else that needs to be said? No?
So you qualified that needs to be.
I know. I have to qualify it with needs. Otherwise, we get off on a tangent and we start talking about other things. What needs to be said?
Could have been an arc tangent.
Like the
Could've-
fact that I have to get up in 4.5 hours.
I mean,
Well, then get some rest.
go get
right.
some rest.
It's
All right.
going to be interesting. We have a new schedule. We're now on thirds.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
good.
That's right. So, all right. So that's it. We'll see you next week then.
See everyone